Hey everyone, my name's Casey. I bet you can't guess what we're going to do on this episode of Patina Pit Stop. Bet you can't guess. It's a radiator. Alright, so here's the current radiator configuration. This is a bone stock, newer, like it's not a rebuilt, it was a new radiator. And we was replaced probably about 10 years ago when I first got the car. I then added this fan shroud to help with the cooling. And then I added this gigantic electric fan, which I think is what killed the last alternator. So we're gonna put the cold case radiator, which will have 2 fans and obviously be a big aluminum radiator, which all that should help it cool much better. So let's get into this, start taking all this apart, and then we'll open up our new radiator and check it out. And I feel extremely confident that we're going to be in much better shape. All right, we got the coolant drained out. Now let's start removing this. Oh, we're almost done. All right, figured I'd get you in here now that the radiator's out to see what I have going on. So first thing, I just got these long threaded studs that are bolted on the other side, just threaded into the stock locations there and here. Hopefully the new radiator will go right back in the same spots. Also, right here, this is my transmission cooler, which I have mounted just a piece of stock steel right there, and then up there. Down here is all my wiring, electric fan, got the relay, and whatever this does, and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this out, and then all this will go into my S10 at a later date. So we're going to pull. All right. So what I was just trying to do is make sure that this was going to be okay. And it looks okay. So I did mount the fan shield or fan shroud. Fan shroud, that's what it's called. I did mount that on. I did have to drill holes to put that on. These holes were pre-drilled, but it was not drilled into the radiator. I don't like the fact that this overhangs. So I'm trying to decide, am I going to pull that back off and trim it? I think I'm going to have to, because I don't think I like the way that looks. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. It just, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah, see, like there's just an overlap of like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. And I put self-tappers in it, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna go get some hardware. I like the way it looks on this side because it's nice and smooth. But I don't like the way it looks that way. and I can cut those off. But then if I ever break down the side of the road, I know I'm gonna have issues with that. So I'm gonna get just some hardware. So I'm gonna have to run to the parts store and get that. But I was trying to make sure I knew what else I needed. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pull that shroud back off, clean that up, and then bring it back and put it back on. So Sharpie. There. And I got some new hardware for this. Oh, it's the next day. I went and got some hardware. Wet. Yeah. All right, here's the thing that sucks. Is I only need to take off that little bit. So I'm gonna try to use this cutoff wheel and make it straight, but man, that's not gonna be easy. But I got a choice. Watching too much of that Putin's Fab Shop. Cleaned her up with the old flapper disc. Oops. Definitely a flat tip screwdriver. Hardware is not my first choice. But I just wanted a cheap kit that I could get at the parts store. And if I ever have to do a roadside repair, I always have a flat tip screwdriver. I should. So I cut that off. I didn't cut quite enough off, but it's pretty close. Sure, you move that. Alright, fan install time. Should go grab the bolts. Got them. I'll probably order an extra fan. That way if I'm on drag week or something like that and I lose a fan, I'll have one with me. And by saying I probably will, it means I never will. And then I'll be broke down the side of the road. And just hope that Cold Case is close by. But it really sounds good. If I was to do that, it'd be awesome. Be smart. I like it. Okay. Well, that looks good. Don't look in there. Okay. Now wiring. I'm excited about this part. Means I gotta read directions. So instead of reading directions, let's just start undoing all this stuff. Missed. Whoa. Yeah, I gotta figure out those. They look to give me enough. All right. It's a couple days later. Give you an update on what is happening on the radiator installation. All right, so here's what we got. So this is what it comes with. This is relay right here. Here's the wiring. I gotta tuck all this up right here. I gotta put zip ties there, but this is basically what you get. I'm gonna hide all this better. So what this kit comes with, you got your 2 grounds. This blue wire is supposed to go to the switch. That blue wire is supposed to go to this switch, which if I was going to do this the way they said, I would put it right there in that port right there. I had to put this switch. Basically, this is a ground. When it gets up to 190 degrees, this closes the circuit. It'll ground. Then that completes the circuit through the relay. And then that's what tells the fan to turn on. I'm not doing that. So I got the red wires down there, go to the fan. The red and black wire goes to power. The white wire goes to my toggle switch. So that goes under here. I wanted to run this toggle switch all the time. So I have it running to power hot constantly. This is my little green lights. That is going to nothing yet. My plan was to have this and this be my fan 1, fan 2. But the way they have it set up, they run together through that relay. So what I'm going to try to do later on is maybe take that ground and run that to my toggle switch and make that turn the second fan on and off. But I'm going to run it like this to see how it runs with both fans running all the time. I'd rather it turn on and off as needed, but we'll see. But for now, I think this is going to be good. So all I have to do now is put some water in it and should be good to go. Really, it's not that hard to put this. The radiator was super easy to put in. I mean, it pretty much bolts right back in. I'm going to clean up my mess, my tools, and then put some water in this thing and drive this thing for the first time since probably November of last year. It's March. Gonna go drag racing next week. You know, Vice Grip Garage, all those guys, Flying Sparks, Alex Taylor, they all use Peak. Also, I don't know if this is a trick or not, but everyone does their pour like this. I've always been told to put it sideways, in that it is smoother. Like you don't get that splash, gulp, gulp, gulp effect. I don't know if that's a tech tip or not, but that's the way I've always been told to fill your radiator. Drink water. See, no spill. The other reason why I'm putting straight water in here, I put on drag racing's car a bunch this year. Most time drag strips do not, let me rephrase that. All the time, drag strips do not want antifreeze in your vehicle. Antifreeze is slippery and hard to clean up if you make a mess. They will be unhappy with you. Another day, another failure as a below average backyard mechanic. Yesterday, I got everything wrapped up. Thought, I'm gonna go pick up my son from daycare after school, and I was like, I'll go get him and I'll take the wagon, because you know, that'd be kind of cool. I think he'll think that's neat. So I filled the radiator up with water, no leaks, everything was good. Fans are working, let the car run, temperature starts to come up. As soon as I turned the fan on, the temperature wouldn't even rise. It wouldn't even open the thermostat. It was staying so cool. I was like, cool, everything looks good. I'm gonna go take it for a run. And then this happens. And I thought to myself, I was like, doesn't that look kind of high? Looks high, doesn't it? Yep. It's hitting. Why would they do that? Like, this thing is bolted in exactly where it's supposed to be. Cold Case did anything wrong, and I'm pretty happy with this radiator. It looks great. But the bolts are like, it's got 2 holes right where you should put it. I don't know if they put the brackets in the wrong spot, or they drilled the holes in the wrong spot. But I'm hoping that I can drop it down enough that the hood closes. And now that I'm looking at that, I'm more worried than I was before. So let's see if I can do this without pulling the radiator all the way back out and dumping the water and all that jazz. What are you looking at? All right, I'm gonna try to be scientific about this. So I'm gonna go 2 inches down. Wait, I gotta go 2 inches up. No, that's not gonna work either. So we're gonna go 1 inch from the top of the bolt. So you gotta go up to go down, right? 11 minutes later, we got it back. We got it in. Yeah. First of all, it looks better because it's lower, like probably where it should be. I don't like that this hose is sitting on top of the alternator bracket, which it was always been kind of close. So I guess that's normal. But closes, so that's cool. It's always a good thing. As far as modifications go, notched that and that so I could get the drill in better. You can see where the hole was and then how high I moved it up to. This one I have a stud because I have my transmission cooler back there. That's where I drilled the hole, and I just went through both. And unfortunately, my transmission cooler's back there, which I just said, and there's a good chance I nicked the line because I went through there. But we'll see when I start it. Hopefully it's not leaking. Drilled that hole, that one. I don't like the way that looks, but it's fine. On this side, more of the same, but I did not notch it here, but you can see where the drill hit a little bit. So I moved the hole from there to there. Some shrapnel I gotta clean up. And up here, moved it up a little bit. You can see where I drilled the hole. Speed holes, lighter, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Let's take it for a little drive. We'll go to the parts store, get the hose that I need, and that way we'll be able to kind of see if anything leaks. Drove the station wagon with the new radiator in it. Temperature only got to about 190 going on the road. Turned the fans on, dropped below 180. Much happier, much cooler. It's doing much better. So that's going to do it for this episode. And right now I am at the drag strip, and we're going to see what this thing's going to run. But that's going to be in the next episode of Patina Pit Stop. We'll see you next time.